Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Precious metals are in a tight space right now. The Federal Reserve cut interest rates for the second time since 2008, and even President Trump stated, no guts, no vision, and no sense. This is leaving people in a very weird state right now. Precious metals are in a highly volatile status, but it's not only that, it's also stock markets and the plenty of other things happening in the economy on a global scale. The Hong Kong, or the situation with Hong Kong, we have, as well as that, we have JP Morgan manipulating the silver's price, also getting caught with fake or misprinted gold bars that worth up to $5 million. The oil field crisis wasn't even something that affected prices too much, which people thought they would definitely affect prices for the majority of the weekend. But we saw prices recover within by Monday. Prices were back to normal. But right now, speaking from Wednesday's standpoint, the Federal Reserve was supposed to make 1 to 3 interest cuts, and things did not turn out the way that people were expecting, to say the least. The market barely budged at all. So I don't think that gold and silver are too speculative to the side of sensitivity that stocks are, where the slightest thing can push a whole market over and send it in the opposite direction with one tweet or something as small as just a rumor. But right now, gold and silver do stand strong. Now, I don't want people to be panicking right now just because a couple of things are happening that could influence prices for the better or the worse. You have to remember the fundamental value that silver and gold bring to the table. Now, I'm not saying that things can't get worse. I'm not saying that prices are going to be shooting to the stars. But the reality is that precious metals do hold a foundation below its core, where even if something does attack it, even if a rumor is spread, even if someone is behind the scenes or several people behind the scenes are manipulating the prices, it will not influence the factor for the long-term value of it, the intrinsic value of it. We see a lot of things trying to attack gold and silver right now. And not only just gold and silver, but the dollar itself, stock markets, even cryptocurrency. JP Morgan being behind several different of these platforms influencing prices, but they get caught. They got caught red-handed. I made a video talking about it a couple days ago. But right now, even if people are spreading rumors, manipulating markets, silver and gold are the only ones that have protection against this. And that's why this video is so important to understand, because if you're in stock markets, you're putting your will, your wealth, your future at the hands of a simple tweet, or at the hands of a greedy corporation that has the power to do something because they have the money behind it. And I'm sorry to say it, but the dollar is king in this world, and the dollar influences, pushes, motivates, and manipulates every market to some degree. A lot more probably than we realize, because we're only seeing the surface of it. We only see the top part of what's really going on under the water. Now, I want you guys to understand this, because moving forwards, if you are an investor, if you're investing into several different assets, which it's definitely not bad, you definitely want to be planting seeds in different areas and diversifying your portfolio, but just understand the risk involved. If you're in cryptocurrency, understand the risks that's happening with the the blockchain right now. There's a lot of exchanges that are hacked, or a lot of times there's a lot of these bad wallets, or there's pyramid schemes, Ponzi schemes. um, there's many things wrong with Bitcoin right now, so you need to understand the risks involved. Also, Bitcoin mining, or the profitability is highly decreasing as mining scarcity is growing, and mining, the difficulty levels rise. If you guys don't know what Bitcoin difficulty levels is, it's how hard it is to find Bitcoin when the miners are, mining from the servers. The difficulty levels rise, which means you have to pay more, and the miners have to use more hardware and hash power. That's why you have to pay for hash rate, and it will lower your profits. So understanding that, is really important because cryptocurrency is risky right now. And central banks are getting involved. More and more coins and ICOs and altcoins are pegging their stuff to central banks. So that's all with Bitcoin. So that's just understanding Bitcoin's risk of it. Now let's talk about stock market risk, because stock markets are pegged to the dollar. When you're investing, buying or selling, you're exchanging your stuff in fiat currency ran by central corporations, central companies, through a central bank. It's all centralized. So you have to understand that if the dollar's hurting, the dollar's deflating, we know that the dollar is. We were $24 trillion in the hole, $24 trillion in the hole in the US, and more by the second. If you go to usdebtclock.org, you can actually see a live timer of it. This is serious. Hyperinflation is destroying the economy. The dollar's collapsing. The dollar has lost 98% of its purchasing power due to hyperinflation. Cashless nations are appearing. We're going into the digital era. Everything's digital. So understanding that when you're investing into this, even if you are saving money or making profits, if you're not investing it into something that holds its value against the deflating dollar, then you're still screwed. You should be using, or I shouldn't say should, I can't tell you guys how to invest, but the smartest thing would be using your profits from stock market marginal trading to invest into something like gold and silver, because gold and silver are the only things that no matter what the dollar does, they hold their value within themselves, because the metal content itself is the value. Doesn't matter about spot price attached to silver and gold. It's the metal inside of it that's the value. And I broke down those three things to show you guys that even if you are investing in other things, even if precious metals aren't performing the rate that you wish they would, at the end of the day, they still have the most value and they still have the most potential and will give you the most opportunity to be safe and protect yourself and to be appreciating over time. They have a lot more longevity and a lot more potential to stay valuable as the dollar deflates. Because as the dollar deflates, what do you think stocks are going to do if they're pegged to the dollar? You know, you have to think about this stuff. So, yes, there is some bad news for silver right now. There is some stuff circulating around that could be hurting prices, but to what extent? If you look at the extent that the dollar's hurting these other markets and how these companies are pegged to the dollar, comparing that to something that has intrinsic value, even if it's down a couple cents or a couple dollars once a week, then what really is the risk involved? You have to weigh out your pros and cons and understand the bigger picture. Understanding where precious metals lie, understanding how much value they have, that's where you will finally see it. You'll get it. You'll finally understand why us silver stackers invest into this asset, why we even been investing into it, and why we stand with it no matter what the price is. If silver's price lowers, all that means is a better time to get it for cheaper. It doesn't mean, oh man, I invested into a bad asset. No, all that means is we get our silver for cheaper, because regardless, we're going to keep stacking it. Even if it drops down to $14 an ounce, it's not going to crash. It's not going to bottom out. Gold and silver have been used for 6,000 years. There's no way it's just going to bottom out. It's always been valuable. We need silver every day for so many different things. So that's just an opportunity to buy it for cheaper. And then what do you know, within a couple months, it's going to be right back up. So might as well get it cheap right now. And in the future, who knows how much gold and silver is going to be worth in 10, 20, 30 years. I mean, not even 10 years ago, it was $50. But no one really talks about that. So this is stuff you need to remember. This is stuff you need to reflect on and reflect upon your investing strategies, your stacking strategies. Are you buying enough bullion? Are you stacking it this way? Or are you heading into some premium silver and you got distracted from your fundamental goals, from your, sometimes we got to get back to the basics and really reflect upon our decisions, our goals, our buying time frames, our selling time frames. When are we planning on selling? What numbers are we comfortable with stacking in between? Say I'm not going to buy above $19, but I'm not going to sell below $17. Whatever the case is, set standards, set boundaries, and this will also help you from impulsive decisions like panic selling or impulse buying. This is stuff you definitely need to be considering in your stacking journey, because it will highly influence the outcome, especially for your future. The whole purpose is financial freedom. And to be financially free, you have to have wealth and you have to have lots of it. But it's not only that, it's a mind state. It's a mind state behind this. A lot of people will never be wealthy because they have a poor mind state. They don't know the value of a dollar. They don't know their wants versus needs. They don't know how to separate those. They want that instant gratification. They don't know that just because you can buy something doesn't mean you can afford it. A lot of people will be living paycheck to paycheck, spending money on things that they don't even care about just to spend it because they have the money to. They don't understand that saving, that investing is something that's going to highly affect your life for the rest of your life. And if you're not learning how to do that, if you're not learning the value of the dollar, if you're not learning how to budget your money, then you're always going to be scrambling for pennies while the other people stack up and have a foundation of financial freedom. And this is what investing brings with it. Silver stacking has taught me all of this. I had no idea how to invest my money. I didn't know the value of a dollar before I started stacking, but now I finally do. And I've been stacking for 6 years, and I'm by far more financially stable than anyone ever would have been at my age if I would have never found this investment. And I'm so grateful for that. And I know that you guys are learning as well, whether it's from watching YouTube videos, whether it's from learning from your own mistakes, because learning from your mistakes is important. If you keep making mistakes and you're ignorant about it and blame it on something else without owning up, then you're going to keep having that mistake over and over. You need to start understanding where you went wrong and then how to change it for the better. Learn from it. Don't beat yourself down. Learn from it. Take it as a learning lesson or a learning opportunity. And say, okay, well, that sucks that happened, but at least it will never happen again. And now I can see what I did wrong. So next time I'll capitalize off that. If you're starting to switch your mindset about that, and not even just for investing, for life, if you can apply that aspect to your actual life, then you'll be successful in all areas, not just the financial aspect of it. If you make a mistake in a relationship, switch it around, say, okay, well, now I know what not to do, and now I know how to take care of her better. Or whatever the case is, at work, you made a mistake, okay, now I know I shouldn't do that, but also next time I know what I'm going to do, so then I can better myself from it or perform better. Whatever the case is, you can apply this to your life in different areas and it will better you. And silver stacking will affect other areas of your life for the better as well. I can't say many other investments will do that. So I am grateful that I'm a silver stacker, and I'm grateful that you guys are getting this information planted into your head, and also the people that spread it as well. The silver stacking community is amazing. So anyways, I'm going to wrap that video up here. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Like I said, don't worry about prices. I'm sure they're going to be recovering soon. I still think we can see $25 silver by Thanksgiving. I've been staying to my word on that, and I definitely still think it's possible. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to smash that like button if you did enjoy this video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. I post daily videos. I posted 2 other videos today, so make sure you guys tune into those. I know you're gonna dig them. I'm talking about the interest rates getting cut. I dove deeper into that story. I'm talking about the prices. I'm really talking about some stuff that I know you guys will like. So if you missed those videos, make sure you go check them out. The 2 links will be right there in the top and bottom left-hand corners. So make sure you go check those out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. The people that stay this long in the videos, I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are the real ones. So thanks, everyone. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.